to the beat.
Here we go. Toss my bag, toss my bag.
From the back.
Toss my bag, toss my hot sauce in my bag. Swag. Toss my bag, toss my bag, toss my bag.
First thing you want to do, you want to take your spoolie, brush the hairs up. Then you want to take your facial trimmer, do it in like a down, up motion, like so. And that's it for the top. Sometimes I'll go back, like you see how that little, you know, but I won't go back and fix that until I'm done plucking the bottom. I am learning how to thread, but as of right now, I just pluck these hairs. I just literally just pluck it. Like I try to stay in, you see how this is right here? I try to keep it all in a row and just kind of clean this up. That's all I do. Just like that. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I try to let them be as untouched as possible. Just kind of straighten it. I just try to straighten it as opposed to trying to recreate a shape. I just try to cater to my brows. I don't create a shape. Okay, so now for the fun part. I use this brow palette by the same company as my previous brow palette that I used to use. At first, I hated this palette because, as you can see, there's no black, and my brows are black. However, if you wet this and then you put it on your brows, it comes off dark enough. But if you don't want your brows that dark, then you can use this color. It looks a lot lighter on camera than it is in person, but it gets you there. I'm gonna try my best to find this palette online. I'm gonna show you guys how I fill them in as well. Okay, so first things first, you want to take this brow palette and your water. Spray your palette with a little bit of water just to make the color pay off a little bit more pigmented. You're gonna take your angle brush, dip it in there, and then I just simply fill it, starting from the top. And sometimes I'll just over draw it just a little bit so that when I conceal it, it doesn't look so thin. Yeah, just fill it in. I over draw it just a little bit so that when I conceal it, it doesn't look uber crazy. Then you want to take your spoolie and kind of blend that in a little bit. Then what I do is I take my spoolie and blend it. I always go back and like tweak. Always go back and tweak. Never be afraid of going back and tweaking. Then I always take my angle brush, whatever excess product I have left, I go to the front of my brow. Ombre the front. Okay, they look a little messy right now, but don't worry, baby. We're gonna snatch these babies right up. Alright. So now you want to take whatever brush you feel comfortable using. I feel comfortable using a concealer brush. And I use the color Toffee. LA Pro Girl used the color Toffee to conceal the bottom. Okay, and then you want to I take my concealer shade, Beautiful Bronze, to conceal the top. I messed up a wee little bit right there. I don't know if you can tell, but I go back and I fix that, and I take my Toffee again to conceal the back of my tail. Whenever I do this, I just try to follow the color palette, like my natural color palette of my complexion, and right there it is lighter, so that's what I do. And then I always go back and tweak. Always go back and tweak. Never be afraid to go back and tweak, honey. Okay? That's all I do. And then I blend it out. Sometimes I use the beauty blender, but I like to use my finger because I mess up less. And yes, even Eyebrow Jesus himself messes up. And then whenever I mess up like this, I just take my powder again. That little wobble sound. Wobble, baby, wobble. And I simply go over it. And don't be afraid to go back and tweak. I always go back and tweak. Whether I miss a spot, I want it to be a little darker. I always go back and tweak. Always go back and tweak. Then I take my mascara and I go over my brow just a little bit with like the lightest hand, just to add a little bit more dimension, especially in pictures. You see how it makes it look like layered hair? And then I always go back and blend, always go back and blend, I always go back and blend, tweak, this, that, and the third. This is my brow routine, my updated brow routine. It's not like uber different. I just took out the pomade. Like, that's the main bulk of this. And I use brown as opposed to black powder. But yeah, that's my updated brow routine. Alright, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is my final updated brow routine. On days when I don't wear as much makeup, I just use my concealer shades, Beautiful Bronze, and then I use my highlight shade when I do. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace!